Welcome to the last portion of this series. We are at Hennepin Bluffs Park in Minneapolis, right by the Stone Arch Bridge. In this final portion, we will be talking about fear of public spaces as well as how people interact with each other. So initially talking about fear of public spaces, this fear comes from the feeling of being exposed in a public space, and Jane Jacobs really drives us home with her ideas on eyes on the streets. And as we see here from behind me, there are rows of apartment buildings. Now these apartment buildings play right into Jane Jacobs' ideas of eyes on the streets because of the balconies and the windows that are present. Eyes on the street concept basically is the feeling of safety because others will be watching for you and watching out for you, and this provides a great example of lots of people who can be watching out and make you feel safer in this very open public space that we have. Moving into how people interact with each other, mostly in public spaces like these ones that are larger in area, not many people really interact with themselves. They usually stay pretty individualized, or if they're with a group of people, they usually just talk to those individuals. But Jan Gale says that the right area for people to actually interact with each other and not just become a face in the crowd is roughly about 50 square meters, or about 50 meters away from each other. This is kind of the personal, the bubble that he describes in his workings. And since this space is a lot bigger than 50 meters, I wouldn't expect to see many interactions between people, although on the Stone Arch Bridge coming over from the Mill City side of Minneapolis, the couple times that I've been down here, there have been people who are asking for money, who are on the streets, street performers, homeless people, and this is an interaction with others, and not really much else besides the interaction with the homeless and the people who are performing on the bridge or on the side of the road or on the side of the paths. One big example that can come out of people interacting with each other are with dogs. Dogs are a good facilitator for strangers to go up to other strangers if they want to pet their dog, if they think their dog is cute, or interactions between dogs themselves. These actions usually get people to talk to each other very minimalistically, but it is still an interaction nonetheless. So going back and talking about kind of more of the fear of public spaces can be felt by some as a place where you can be taken advantage of at night if you're alone. But using Jane Jacobs' eyes on the street, and with these apartment buildings and commercial buildings behind me here, the fear of this public space goes down because of the eyes on the street, as well as the lighting that is throughout this park. There are several street lamps along the paths, which at night, hopefully, they do work and come on and illuminate the paths so that the fear aspect of this area does decrease.